How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy With It. I'm Will, and today we're opening the newest V Battle deck from Pokemon, the trading card game. This is the Victini versus Gardevoir. So, of course, we did already open up the previous V Battle deck, and we did play that on the channel. We will be playing this coming week, so you can see how this deck performs. This is one of their new decks, so they've started putting these levels on it. So this is play level 1. I believe the VMAX decks that came out, which we do have the Intellion on, we'll be opening that and we'll be playing it. So if you want to see that, make sure you hit the subscribe and bell notification to know when we go live and when those videos are uploaded. I believe is a level 2. I don't know if they've released anything that is a level 3 yet. But with this said, guys, of course, if you're not aware, this gives you 2 starter decks that you can basically play against each other. By buying this particular bundle, which is the 2-pack bundle, you do get these extra cards, which are pretty much staples in every deck. So you do get Professor's Research as a foil card. That's the only way you can get it as a foil. You get 2 Boss's Orders, which are a must-have. 2 Marnies, which is one of the best draw cards because it causes disruption. And then you also get 2 Quick Balls, which is probably one of the best ways to draw out your cards. All right, so here are the 2 decks. We're going to go ahead and go through them as we usually do and try to give an overview of how these decks work. Okay, guys, so we got everything pulled out of the box. So this is what comes inside of the V Battle decks. We'll go ahead and go over each item, and then we'll go over each of the 2 decks. So, of course, you do get 2 code cards, 1 for each deck to be able to play online. Of course, we do play online, so I'm going to go ahead and keep these so that way I can do some online gameplay with them. So those, we're going to move off to the side. Now, I will show this code card in a minute. So if you are interested in getting these cards online, that code card will be revealed. You do get 2 little how to play little player aids that you can take with you whenever you play. Gives you your turn order, shows you what you can do, shows you how the conditions work. Pretty standard in all of your theme decks. You get your player counters. So of course these are the basic player counters. If you get a Elite Trainer box, you can get some nice, better upgraded tokens. But this is a good starting point for any player. 10s, 50s, and 100s. You get 2 of those. You get these little guides. So you get 1 guide for each of the decks. I'm really not sure why they have 2 of them in here, because it's the same thing on both sides. So it basically talks about the Victini deck, gives you some overview of how the deck works, talks about energy trade, making do, recycling your items, and then it has the Gardevoir V Battle deck right here, and say strong recovery. So this is going to be about healing. It's got Dragapult and dodging damage, so basically avoiding the attacks. I guess it's got 2. That way, when you're playing, if you're a new player, each person could have 1 and read how these work. So you do get 2 of these, and then you get a special one for it being the combo pack. So I'm going to imagine this is going to talk about upgrading those cards, using those new cards that came in here to basically upgrade your deck. Yep, there you go. So upgrade your deck. So it talks about the upgrade cards, Professor's Research, Boss's Orders, a Quick Ball, and the Marnie. So it just kind of gives you an idea of how those cards play. I don't know if it specifically says who you should take out. Sometimes you don't have the cards you need. This card lets you discard 7. Be careful you do. Discarding, they're not coming back. You can swap this card for another card to help you make it better. Okay, so it does give you examples. So it says you can replace Dan or Gym Leader with the Professor's Research. Here it says you can swap out, for example, Gym Trainer is one that would be easy to swap out. The Quick Ball, it really doesn't say. So I'm guessing just really any of the other search would be fine to switch out for that Quick Ball. And then Dan is a good card to switch out on both decks because, of course, Dan is Dan, the rock, paper, scissors man. Really fun, but, you know, you're relying on getting the win in rock, paper, scissors. Whereas with Marnie, it's a guaranteed draw and you're giving your opponent a disadvantage. Next, you do get 2 quick start guides. This basically, if you're new to Pokemon TCG, will go through the rules, what the bench is, what the different components are. Really helpful to get started with. Now, these are not starter decks. Right now, the only starter deck that is out there, I believe, I don't think the Eevee Pikachu starter deck is out there, but I do know that the Pokemon Battle Academy is still out there. We haven't opened that video. If you'd like to see the Pokemon Battle box, let us know down in the comments. But those decks actually, while this says it's level 1, those I would say are level 0. because they actually have rules to tell you to play card A, then play card B. So it tells you how to go through the turn order to make sure you're optimized in your actual play. All right. Next, we have the mats. So normally I don't do this out here. Normally I do it on my old mat. So maybe we'll go ahead and throw one of these down, whichever one we like. So the first one is the Gardevoir mat. So they don't do the double-sided mats anymore. They used to be double-sided to where it had like Gardevoir on one side and it would have the Victini on the other. But it does have your prize card layout. It has your active spot, your deck, discard pile, bench, and then it does give you what you can do in your turn. So real good for new players. And to save money, you can just kind of run over to your local UPS store, or I think Staples and stuff does it too, or just, you know, if you know in your area, you can go anywhere and get these laminated. So we'll go ahead and put that there. It's going to take a little while for it to unfold. We're going to do Gardevoir, of course. A big shout out to our friend, Mutant Mr. Hyde. Haven't seen him in a while. Hope he's doing well. He was a big supporter of our Extra Life charities last year. So always when we see a Gardevoir, we think of him, and we want to give a big shout out to him. Here we go. We have the second mat. So here we go. It is Victini V. That is a nice looking art. It's got that swirl and fire going around. So we'll throw the Victini V up here at the top. Maybe we can get them both on the screen, kind of. There we go. Not really. Victini's trying to fold open on us. There we go. We got him up there. All right, so we got one deck, two deck. The next thing are these coins. So you notice they did increase the size of the coins. So the coins used to be probably half this size. But with the last two, they actually increased the size. Now, these are plastic, and I want to think, I can't remember, I thought they were supposed to be metal, but maybe they meant metallic, meaning the metallic finish. Maybe I was misreading it. But I can't remember. I'd have to go look at the Blastoise and the Venusaur. I got to rewatch that video, or maybe you guys go watch the video and let me know. There you go. Nice, big, beautiful coins. There's a couple artists on Instagram I follow that actually paint these. They actually take, I would imagine, acrylic paints, and then they paint those up. All right, so next we have the promo pack. So this is the promo pack that only comes in the V-Battle bundle. I was able to pick this up for less than retail. So do not pay over retail, and I didn't even pick it up from the Pokemon Center because I didn't qualify for free shipping and there was nothing else I wanted to order. I actually got it on eBay, I think $3 cheaper, and they offered me free shipping. So I was like, I just picked it up there. So here we go. So here is the special holo, Professor's Research. I want to believe the holo in the last one was Lysander, I believe was the holo. So you get two of those nice holos. You get the Quick Balls. You get Marnie, which you can also get a Marnie in the regular. And then, of course, you get Boss's Orders, Lysander. And then there is the code card if you need those particular cards in TCG Online. If you don't, stop stealing the code cards. Let's go with Victini. We're going to go with Victini first. So the first thing you get is the star of the deck, which is Victini V Fire Pokemon, 190 HP, spreading flames for 1 energy. You can attach up to 3 energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. So that's really good. You attach that with Professor's Research. You hope you're discarding, get rid of as many fire cards as you had to, bring Victini V out, and start attaching the fire to him. 2 energy boost, does 30 times, attack does 30 times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. So that can build up quick if your opponent actually has a Pokemon that has like 3 or 4 energy. Normal weakness, 2 fire, retreat of 2. Right. And then this is Sword and Shield promo number 104. So we did used to have a promo binder. We're actually going to probably offload that just because it's going to be so hard for us to keep up collecting and getting the promos. And we're not paying the ridiculous prices online, mainly because it's hard to find things. These seem to still be easily found at most hobby shops. I know Target stopped selling cards. Walmart, it's kind of hard because flippers don't understand that these particular decks, anything like this, is made for players. It's not made for collectors. But I digress on that, guys. Let's go ahead and get these sorted out. Let's go ahead and move these out of the way because they are not part of this deck, and I don't want to get them all mixed up. So we're going to throw you guys right up there in the corner. So, of course, energy. We always have to do our sorting because it's just easier to do it this way. Ninetales. I'm mixing up my evolution lines, guys. I'm mixing up my evolution lines already. Cinderace. Gym Trainer. So this looks like it's got a nice fire selection Pokemon. You do have a normal there. Turtonator, Evolution Incense, Reboot, Sonia, another Vulpix, a Score Bunny, Level Ball. Level Ball is nice. I do like Level Ball. You got a Cinccino there. Did I put a Minccino in here? No. I thought I did. There's the Minccino. Maybe I did. We'll find out in a minute when I go through and I don't have the right proper number of Pokemon to match what we're supposed to be doing here. So it does already come with Professor's Research, so you can actually just increase that count probably from 2, I would imagine, to the 4. All right, so lots of energy cards. We know how energy works, so we're just going to stick you up here. We'll put you in the active spot. All right, let's start with Turtonator, since there is only one Turtonator here. So Turtonator is 130 HP fire Pokemon, tackle for 30. And then Fire Spin does 4, 150. You do discard 2 energy, but remember that Victini is going to allow you to basically pull that energy back, keep reattaching it, keep doing the 150. You will have to retreat and go back and forth in the active. It's a good benefit of Boss's Orders. It gives you the opportunity to switch out your opponent to a weaker Pokemon, so you can bring in maybe Victini again and not worry about knocking it out so quickly, because it is a multi-prize Pokemon. Switch in and out. Weakness, of course, to water, retreat 3, and then I think this is, if I remember correctly, that's Sword and Shield base. I'm forgetting my logos now, guys. I haven't been doing this haven't been doing this regularly enough to remember some of that. All right, so you do have a Minccino. So Minccino is 60, Tail Whip for 30, weakness to fighting, retreat of 1. You're not bringing this in for Minccino. You're bringing it in for Cinccino. Cinccino is 90 HP. Make Do. You must discard a card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw 2 cards. So this is why you're bringing it in, is for the ability, give you that draw support. You have Energy Assist, which is 40. You attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. I guess that's kind of okay. You know, it gets you some additional energy acceleration. So if you have Turtonator on the bench, good way to go ahead and get additional energy attached. But you would be sacrificing Cinccino. He would go down in 1 shot. You really want to keep him on the bench for that make-do ability. You get 2 Chattots. Chattot is 70 HP. Minor Errand Running. Search your deck for 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Peck for 20. So you're basically hoping that you get your Chattot out as a first turn or second turn Pokemon. That way you can start basically searching, getting your energy, and start building up your big guys like your Turtonator. Weakness, of course, to Electric. Retreat of 1, but he does have a resistance to fighting. And if you hear that noise in the background, there is thunder and lightning, and I apologize. And also because it's raining, my sump pump keeps going on, so you might hear that every now and then too. Enjoy. All right, so next is the Vulpix Ninetales line. Vulpix 70 HP is a fire-type Pokemon. Well, of course, it's Vulpix. Flare for 20. Again, you're not bringing Vulpix out for Vulpix. Weakness to water, retreat of 1. What you're bringing Vulpix out for is your Ninetales. The Ninetales goes up to 120 HP fire Pokemon. Again, because he doesn't change. Well, unless he's a Alolan Vulpix and he's water ice, but I digress. A Flame Cloak for 30 damage. And you could put a fire energy from your discard pile onto this Pokemon. So another way to draw those energies back. So say you got Turtonator out there early, he got knocked out, or you used that ability a couple times and had to discard some fire. Ninetales can come into the active and start powering up to be able to do Fire Main, which does 70 damage. Weakness to water is 2. Retreat of 1. And there we go. So I think that's base set. So there's a lot of base set in this deck. That's kind of almost everything, I think, is almost base set in this deck. Because let's hear the Chattot. Oh no, Chattot is it? That's I don't know what that Vivid Voltage maybe. So there we go. And then the last Pokemon is the Score Bunny line. Let's see if we can get these in the right order here. So it is a 3-3-2 line to Cinderace. So Cinderace, as they say on the PK Maincast. I forget if it's Will or Greg that says that. But there we go. It is 60 HP, Fire Pokemon. Ember 30, you discard energy from this Pokemon. So again, another way to get some energy in the discard pile. That way you can make use of Victini, make use of the Ninetales. And then, of course, Water is your weakness, retreat of 1. And then next you have Reboot. So Reboot is 90 HP. It is a Fire Pokemon. Flame Charge for 20. Search your deck for a Fire Energy card, attach it to this Pokemon. So again, even works with this. If you had your Score Bunny out first, then you can use your Reboot to pull that back. Magnum Kick does 70 damage for 3 energy, and with this Flame Charge, you're basically able to attack usually twice, right, to be able to do 40 damage while you're powering up to do the big 70. And then Weakness of 2 and a Retreat still of 1. And then the main attacker, of course, is Cinderace. Goes up to 170 HP. It is a Fire Pokemon. Libero is once during your turn, when the Pokemon moves from your bench to your active spot, you may attach 2 energies from your discard pile. So again, this ties in very nicely with the Score Bunny, ties in very nicely with a lot of the other ones. You're able to just bring that energy back. Flare Striker, 190, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. And then, so you can only do it once. And this is common. Normally, anytime you're going to have something that is over 150, it's going to have some type of negative. In this case, and the same with Turtonator, you're having to discard energy. That wasn't a big deal, right? You just basically send it back to your bench, because you only got a retreat of 1, bring them back into the active, and you can attach 2. All right? So you may have to lose the one that's left on them to retreat them, add 1 back to them, bring them back into the active, and you're back up and running. So that is all of the Pokemon. So let's go ahead and go through the trainers. So you do have a Hop for a draw 3. Again, I mentioned Professor's Research allows you to discard your hand and draw 7 new. Level Ball, you get to search your Pokemon for 90 HP or less. There we go. And then reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle your deck. So this is a good way to start getting your basic Pokemon out. Switch, very good. This allows you to be bringing those Pokemon in and out, especially the Cinderace. You take the Cinderace, switch them out, switch them back in, retreat them, switch them back in. That gets you the ability to attach that energy on that switch. Milo, discard 2 cards from your hand, draw 2 cards you discarded. So if you got 2 things in your hand, or discard 2 fire, then you can immediately draw 2 more cards, which is beneficial with this deck because so much of it relies on that discard pile. Great Ball with the top 7 cards, and you can take any Pokemon. Dan, the Rock, Paper, Scissors Man. So this is why I said he is a draw 2. And you can draw 2 more if you win Rock, Paper, Scissors. And that's where Marnie would come in because she's a guaranteed draw. Gym Trainer, draw 2 cards. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out, draw 2 more cards. So some of those little bit lower HP Pokemon, like Chatot or whatnot, real good card to play off of them. Bead is a good thing to get additional energy. It does take a trainer spot, but this will allow you to attach 1 additional energy to your bench during that turn. So something like Turtonator, which requires 4 energy, this is a good way to get him up and running a little bit quicker. So another Level Ball. Sonya, search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon or 2 basic energies, reveal them, put them in your hand. So Sonya is a really good card, and I think she was overlooked when she first came out. It allows you to start getting your engine up running a little bit quicker. You can get your basic Pokemon out, get your Pokemon Vs out. And then once you have them, if you get her later in the game, you can use her to get that energy. Or vice versa. Maybe you got a handful of energy. This allows you to get those Pokemon you need to actually start battling. Another Hop. Evolution Instance basically allows you to evolve, since you do have 2 evolution lines that are really needed, or 3 if you think about it, because you want to get your Minccino evolved as well. Hop. Another Bead. There's another Minccino. So it was a 2 line. I thought I did put a Minccino in there. So it was a 2-1 line of the Minccino, which makes sense. You need 2 of those basics. If you prize 1, you're not going to be able to do your evolution. Another Gym, Milo, Professor, Great Ball, Dan, the Rock, Paper, Scissors Man, Switch, and a Hop. So there we go. That is the Victini V deck. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over the Gardevoir deck. So we don't need the whole deck box. We only need Gardevoir here. So Gardevoir, much beefier than Victini at 210 hit points. It is a Psychic Pokemon. This is nice when they do this. Now, I don't remember the rest of the deck. We'll find out. sometimes when they created theme decks, there was a balance issue where they would do a fire and a grass during the same wave. I've noticed lately they're making sure that neither theme deck is necessarily weak to the other. Makes it a lot easier when you want to pick up a deck like this where it has both decks in it. So you're not stuck with playing decks that are weaker or stronger, especially as a new player. And if you're going to play with your kids, you don't want to have a deck that is so overpowered. However, I can see it on the flip side where if you really know how to play and your kids don't, giving them an advantage like a deck that is strong to you might actually be nice, right? But I digress on that, guys. So this is your Gardevoir V. Magical Shot, she does 30 damage for 1 Psychic, 2 Psychic, 1 Colorless, or of any color. Does 120 plus. If this Pokemon was healed during this turn, this attack does 80 more damage. So remember, when we read about her, she's all about healing and getting those heals off. This is going to come to her advantage. Weakness 2 Steel, retreat cost of 2, Sword and Shield promo number 105. All right, so let's same thing as before. We're going to go ahead and sort through this. Now, I'm not going to go over all of the trainer cards as we normally don't, just because if there's any duplicates, we really don't need to cover those again. So let's get all this sorted out. Dragapult, Dreepy. I can't do the Pokerap. I was almost about to do like the Pokerap and try to Dragapult, Dreepy, Electabuzz. I don't. That's as much as you guys are getting out of me for the Pokerap. We got us a Hawlucha, another Dreepy, Schnubble, Mosonia. And this, I never cut this part out. I really debate. I probably should. I probably should cut this out. But because I ramble, and I always ramble, and we try to do as few cuts as possible, which is why sometimes you're going to hear that sump pump, because I really don't want to do this all over again. And I believe at this point I've already got 3 cuts I've made in the video. You guys let me know down in the comments how many cuts I have made, and we'll see how accurate I am in that thought process. All right, let's go with the colorless Pokemon first. So you get 2 Hawluchas, 90 HP here, Windfall, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 5 cards, speed attack for 30. Weakness to electric, resistance is a minus 30 to fighting, and a retreat of 1. So really this is a good, kind of like the Chatot, right? You get him out early enough in the game, you have a really bad hand, you just basically use him to keep milling through your deck. And I don't want to say milling because you're not discarding. That's the benefit. You're not going to discard. You're going to get those cards back later, but maybe you can draw the 5 cards. That would be better for you. All right, so let's go and we'll go to Snubble next. So you have a 3-2 line of the Snubble Granbull. So Snubble, Psychic, so 80 HP. Sharp Fang is 30 damage for 2. Not really great. I mean, anytime you're doing less than 50 damage for 2 energy is kind of bad. You get a weakness to Steel and a retreat of 2. And you guys probably heard that. That was a great sample. That one really went off. I need to replace that thing. That's what I need to do. HP 130, so he does get a lot beefier here. Still Psychic, Lockjaw for 50. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. So that's a good way to lock in a 3-prize Pokemon. So you can lock in that Victini V in the active, so you can knock it out on the next turn. Headbutt Bounce does 130 for 3. Again, it's under that 150 mark we talked about, so therefore there isn't really a negative to having that much attack. Same weakness to Steel, retreat of 2. So next we have the Clefable Clefairy line, and this one, of course, most of the time you're going to have a card like this for the ability. So you have 60 HP Psychic, Pound only does 10, again, not very good. Mini Metronome, so Metronome is, in Pokemon, of course, is a wild random attack. So, of course, flipping a coin is how they do that. If heads, choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon attacks, and you get to use it as your attack. So, same as how Metronome works. Same weakness by 2 and a retreat of 1. So retreat costs aren't too bad in this deck. I think Granbull at 2 is about your biggest, right? So HP goes up to 100 again. Not a very beefy Pokemon, but you get this Lunar Blessing. Once during your turn, if your active Pokemon has any psychic energy attached, you can heal it from damage and it recovers from special conditions. So burn, poison, whatnot. This is good because, of course, Gardevoir does more damage if she was healed during that turn. Magical Shot does 80 for 3, so again, not a great attack. That's kind of low compared to the Granbull, which did 130, and it's because you're not having her fight. You're having your Clefable go out and give you Lunar Blessing. Same weakness, same retreat of 1. So that retreat of 1 is good. So if you had to put her out there and swing until you can get something else built up, very easily and quickly you can bring her back. Although I wouldn't be wasting the 3 energy on her to begin with, so that may not even ever become a thing. So let's get these guys all situated here. So this looks like it is a 3-2-3 line. No, I've got them in the wrong order. There we go. There we go. It looked like it was the other way around by the art, but it was not. All right. So this is a 3-3-2 line. So you have Dreepy, 60 HP, quick attack, 10 plus, flip a coin, if heads, you get 1 more. Very common mechanic in Psychic decks. I'm not a big fan, but very common. This has a weakness to darkness instead of the steel. And that difference is these were fairy type Pokemon, so fairy moved into the Psychic. Now they did bring back dragon Pokemon in the next expansion, or one of the next expansions. So I'm really curious if they'll bring fairy Pokemon back or what, because right now Dragon will have no weakness. And that seems a little bit overpowered. I was fine with Dragon being put in its primary class typing, either colorless or, say, grass, electric, whatnot. It's kind of weird to have them by themselves. I digress on that, guys. You guys let me know your thoughts on Dragon Pokemon coming back to the TCG. But you get 2, 3 Dreepies, which we already said. Dracloak does 90 HP, Psychic. Summon, search your deck for a Dreepy, put it onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. So of course you're basically getting an extra Dreepy, so you can get another evolution line going. Bite only does 40 again, 2, less than 50. Not ideal, but it's what it is. Same darkness, it does have a resistance to fighting, retreat of 1. So again, a nice low retreat cost. And then the final evolution, which I imagine Dragapult, of course, is going to be your main attacker, like Scorbunny was in the previous, or Cinderace was in the previous. 150 HP. Infiltrator, if any damage done to this Pokemon by attacks, flip a coin, prevent the damage. That is really nice. I don't like coin flips, but when it can prevent all the damage, I will take a 50-50 shot at preventing all the damage. Phantom Force, 120 for 2. That is really good. But you do have to put 3 damage counters on your opponents. Oh, hang on. No. I was reading that backwards. I was thinking it was a negative. Hang on. Wait a minute. That is really good. 2 for 120, plus you get to do 30 damage. Basically, 3 different damage counters of 10 each to your opponent's bench. So you can snipe the bench, which makes sense, right? Because you have these other little Dreepies that you're shooting off your head. Same weakness. The resistance is 30. So same, was it the same? Yeah, same resistance. And honestly, this is even better. Retreat of 0. That is a very powerful card in this deck. So let's go ahead and look through the trainer cards. And again, we're just going to look at the cards that are different. So Hop, Evolution Incense, Level Ball, Professors. I wonder if there are any different. Bead, Switch. There we go. There's a new one. So Suspicious Food Tin. Again, heal. All right, so that is good. You get to heal damage if your Pokemon has at least 1 Psychic Energy attached. To heal it any damage this way, discard a Psychic Energy. So, yay, no yay. Yay, you get to heal. No yay, you got to discard an energy. So I don't know. Hopefully there's a way to get that energy back, because unlike the Victini V deck, where a lot of the Pokemon brought energy back, nothing in this deck seems to do that. You do get a regular potion, which makes sense when a healing deck. So we just healed 30 damage. Another Hop, Evolution Incense, Sonya, another Switch, Great Ball, Dan, a Rock, Paper, Scissors Man. And that's it. So actually you only have 2 healing. That's kind of shocking to me. Most of the times when there's a healing deck, they usually have 2 of each healing item. This one does not have that. And maybe because they felt that it would be overpowered, of course, with the Clefable, which it kind of would be. So not too bad. Could be improved, of course, if you have cards laying around to make these decks better. Of course, if you like this type of video and you want to see the gameplay, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, bell notification to know when we go live. Let's turn Victini around there. Of course, if you want to see any other Pokemon content, we do have a playlist up on the channel. You can watch the other previous V Battle Deck opening as well as the gameplay that is up on the YouTubes. But until next time, guys, peace.